What is up, everybody? JT Dangerous here once again. I am back for my Week 17 NFL predictions. Now, Week 16 just ended with the Oakland Raiders upsetting the Denver Broncos tonight on Monday Night Football. So Week 16 is in the books, and we're now into the final week of the regular season. So I'm very excited to do my Week 17 predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Week 17 after a very good Week 16, we went 11-5. So our overall record coming in is 137, 95-2. So our 1 week losing streak is over. Thank goodness. And I'm looking to keep it that way. So hopefully in this video we will continue the winning ways. We're on a 1 week winning streak. Hopefully in this video we will finish up a fantastic regular season and finish with a 2 week winning streak. Hopefully. Now, if you have not checked out my New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 13 predictions yet, definitely go check that out. This is the second video of the day, so hopefully you guys will be able to watch all these videos. Always show your support by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your NFL teams in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, you picked to go in if you're a huge NFL fan like myself and you're ready for the regular season finale. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerous. Welcome to the club, because this club is 2. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these predictions. Let's start off with an NFC East rivalry showdown between the Philadelphia Eagles heading to DC to face the Washington Redskins. Now, the Eagles are coming off a big win at home over the Houston Texans on Sunday. Nick Foles had a fantastic game, 471 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Zach Ertz, 110 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Nelson Agholor with 116 yards receiving and a touchdown. And the Eagles kept their playoff hopes alive with that win on Sunday over the Texans, and they also helped my New England Patriots to reclaim the number 2 spot in the AFC playoffs. So I want to give a good thanks to Nick Foles for that. And this Eagles team is in must-win mode. They win and Minnesota loses, the Eagles will be back in the playoffs, and they have a chance to defend their Super Bowl title. And they're looking to get a big win on the road here. The other side of the Washington Redskins coming off their loss to the Tennessee Titans on Saturday. Josh Johnson did not look good, 153 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Adrian Peterson got it done on the ground, 119 yards rushing. But this has been a very rough year for the Redskins. I mean, losing their quarterback Alex Smith with a broken leg. Colt McCoy, their backup, to a broken leg. Starting Mark Butt Fumble Sanchez as 2 weeks ago, and now starting Josh Johnson. It's just not been a good year for the Redskins, and they're looking just to finish the year off by denying the Super Bowl champs a spot in the playoffs. So coming from me in this NFC East rivalry showdown and a big game for the Philadelphia Eagles, just because Nick Foles helped my Patriots get the number 2 spot back, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles, the champs, to defeat the Washington Redskins. And now the next matchup. It is an AFC North rivalry showdown with a lot at stake between the Cleveland Browns heading to Baltimore to face the Baltimore Ravens. Now the Cleveland Browns are coming off their big win at home over the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday, sweeping the series against them. Baker Mayfield once again got it done, 284 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, 112 yards rushing. Njoku with a receiving touchdown. And Cleveland is the spoiler in this matchup because they have a chance to deny the Ravens a shot at the division title and possibly a playoff spot. But I'm just going to say this right now. If Baker Mayfield started this whole season, they would be a lot better than they are right now. I'm just telling you straight up. I've been saying it since the beginning that Baker Mayfield should be starting and they would be winning. Since he's been starting, they have been consistently good every week, and they can be consistently winning. And I'm just going to say this right now as a bold prediction. Cleveland's going to be a tough team to play against in 2019 if Baker Mayfield starts a full season. And Cleveland is looking to cap off a very good year with a big upset victory. The other side of the Baltimore Ravens coming in after their big victory on the road over the Los Angeles Chargers on Saturday night. Lamar Jackson, 204 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Mark Andrews, 83 yards receiving and a touchdown. And the Baltimore Ravens defense stepped up when it mattered most. And this Baltimore Ravens team is in must-win mode. They win, they're the AFC North champions, and they would knock out their AFC North hated rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, right out of the playoffs. So this is a must-win because if they lose, they have the potential of not making the playoffs. So this game is a must-win for the Ravens. And I've been saying it since week 1 as well. Lamar Jackson should be started for the Ravens. Joe Flacco's time is up. It's Lamar Jackson's time is now. He's 5-1 as a starter. Did I say more? So coming from me in this AFC North rivalry showdown with a potential division title on the line, I know a lot of Steelers fans are going to be hoping Cleveland upsets Baltimore, but coming from me, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens to get it done at home, win the AFC North title, and defeat the Cleveland Browns in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is an AFC South rivalry showdown with a potential division title on the line between the former AFC South champs, the Jacksonville Jaguars, heading to Houston to face the Houston Texans. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are coming off their win over the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. Cody Kessler really didn't do nothing. 105 yards passing. Leonard Fournette, the former LSU Tiger, with the only offensive touchdown for the Jaguars, and their defense definitely stepped up. But this has been a very bad season for the Jaguars. From AFC championship team last year to being just trying to be a spoiler team this year. And they definitely went in the wrong direction this year. And they're looking to finish the year up and go into next season with a little bit more confidence. The other side of the Houston Texans coming off their heartbreaking loss to the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday on the road, costing them the number 2 spot in the AFC playoff race. Deshaun Watson had a solid game, 339 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground. DeAndre Hopkins, 104 yards receiving. And Houston definitely squandered a big opportunity, and they lost Demaryius Thomas with a torn Achilles, and that is a huge blow for the Texans. And this is a must-win for the Texans because if they win, they win the AFC South. But if they lose, they could possibly be all the way back. They can go from 3 to 6. So, and the division title will go down to Indianapolis and Tennessee. So this is a must-win for the Houston Texans to keep their where the spot they are now alive. So coming from me in this huge AFC South rivalry showdown with a big opportunity for Houston. Man, wouldn't it be crazy if Jacksonville beats Houston? That would be nuts. But coming from me, I'm taking Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans to get it done at home, win the AFC South title, and defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now the next matchup. It is an NFC North rivalry showdown between the Detroit Lions heading to Lambeau to face the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Detroit Lions are coming off their loss to the Minnesota Vikings at home on Sunday. Matthew Stafford did nothing, 116 yards passing, no touchdowns, and their only offense, 3 field goals. Detroit Lions in a nutshell, folks, this season. Just terrible in Matt Patricia's first year. And Detroit is looking to finish up the year with a big victory against their rivals in the NFC North. The other side of the Green Bay Packers coming off their come-from-behind win over the New York Jets in overtime on Sunday. Aaron Rodgers, 442 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 of them were rushing touchdowns. Devontae Adams with 71 yards receiving and a touchdown. And Green Bay, just like Detroit, just had a rough year. They fired their coach. And the Packers are looking to get a big win at home to finish the year. So coming from me in this NFC North rivalry showdown with nothing at stake, I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers to get it done at home and defeat the Detroit Lions. And now the next matchup. It is another NFC North rivalry showdown with playoff implications between the NFC North champs, the Chicago Bears, heading to Minneapolis to face the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the Chicago Bears are coming off their big win over the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday, beating them for the first time in San Francisco and that felt like years. Mitchell Trubisky had 246 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Jordan Howard, 53 yards rushing and a touchdown. Anthony Miller with a receiving touchdown. And the Bears are going into the playoffs with a very scary defense, with Khalil Mack running the show, Mitchell Trubisky getting he's having his best season as in his second year there, and the Bears are looking to cap it off with a big victory over the former NFC North champs. The other side of the Minnesota Vikings coming in after their big win on the road over the Detroit Lions on Sunday. Kirk Cousins had a big-time game, 253 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Kyle Rudolph, their tight end, had a big game, 122 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. And Stephon Diggs with a receiving touchdown. This game is big for the Vikings because they hold the last wild card spot. So they have to win and hope the Eagles lose to keep that number 6 spot. So this is a must-win game for the Vikings. So coming from me in this NFC North rivalry showdown with a wild card spot on the line for the Vikings. Man, this one's so tough, but I'm going to go with Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears to defeat the Minnesota Vikings. And now the next matchup. It is an NFC South rivalry showdown between the Carolina Panthers heading to the Superdome to face the NFC South champs, the New Orleans Saints. Now, the Carolina Panthers are coming off their loss to the Atlanta Falcons at home on Sunday. They did not start Cam Newton, so they started their backup Taylor Heineke, 274 yards passing, one touchdown, 3 picks. McCaffrey did have 101 yards rushing, but Carolina is just this was definitely not their year, and I did hear a rumor that they're going to keep Ron Rivera for another year. Why? Why are you keeping Ron Rivera for another year? It doesn't make any sense, and Carolina's looking to finish up the year by knocking off the NFC South champs. The other side, you have the New Orleans Saints coming off their big win at home over the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, capping off easily their best season this year, and they capped off a perfect, solid season, and they also have home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. And the road to the NFC Championship is going to go through the Superdome, and it's not going to be easy to beat them. Drew Brees, 326 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 2 rushing touchdowns. Mark Ingram, a rushing touchdown. Michael Thomas with 109 yards receiving and a touchdown. And I fear any team that has to play New Orleans in the playoffs in that Superdome. It's going to be damn near impossible to beat them. So coming from me in this NFC South rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints to get it done at home and defeat the Carolina Panthers. And now the next matchup. It is an NFC East rivalry showdown between the reigning NFC East champions, the Dallas Cowboys, heading to Gotham to face the New York Giants. Now, the Dallas Cowboys are coming off a big win at home over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday, clinching the NFC East. Dak Prescott really didn't need to do much. 161 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, one of them being rushing. And the Cowboys are back in the playoffs, and they're going to be hosting a wild card game on next week. And they're looking to finish up the season with a big victory over their NFC East rivals. The other side of the New York Giants coming off their heartbreaking loss to the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday on the road. Eli Manning had a solid game, 309 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, one of them being a rushing touchdown. Saquon Barkley with another rushing touchdown. Rookie of the year, folks. Rookie of the year, Saquon Barkley. And Sterling Shepard with 113 yards receiving. And the Giants are looking towards next season, and hopefully in the draft, they'll pick up a backup quarterback. So coming from me in this NFC East rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with the NFC East champs, the Dallas Cowboys, to defeat the New York Giants. And now the next matchup. It is an NFC South rivalry showdown between the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons, heading to Tampa to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are coming off a big win on the road over Carolina on Sunday. Matt Ryan, 239 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Stephen Ridley, Mohamed Sanu, and Julio Jones with all 3 of those touchdowns. And Atlanta is just looking to finish up the season, and they're looking to get it done on the road against an NFC South rival. The other side of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off their loss to the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday on the road. Jameis Winston, 336 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Mike Evans, the former Texas A&M Aggie, with 90 yards receiving and a touchdown. But Tampa Bay is looking just like Atlanta, looking towards next season. But it's hard to trust Tampa Bay next season because they're always inconsistent every season. They haven't had a winning season in, I think, 3 or 4 years. So coming from me in this NFC South rivalry showdown with nothing at stake, I'm going to go with the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons, to defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now the next matchup. It is an AFC East rivalry showdown between the New York Jets heading to Gillette to face the 10-time AFC East champions, my New England Patriots. Now the New York Jets are coming off a heartbreaking loss at home in overtime over the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Sam Darnold had his best game, 341 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Elijah McGuire had 35 yards rushing and a touchdown. And Robbie Anderson had 140 yards receiving and a touchdown. The Jets are looking towards next season. Hopefully they'll be better. Yeah, right. And hopefully they'll get back. They're looking to finish up the year by knocking off the reigning 10-time AFC East champs. The other side, you have my New England Patriots coming off their big win at home over the Buffalo Bills, clinching their 10th consecutive AFC East title, and they also reclaimed the number 2 spot in the AFC playoff picture, and they have a chance to get a first-round bye with a victory. Tom Brady really didn't need to do much. 126 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Sony Michel, the former Georgia Bulldog, 116 yards rushing and a touchdown. James White with a rushing touchdown, and Julian Edelman with a touchdown. And the Patriots are in prime position here. Thanks to Nick Foles, of all people, and the Eagles beating the Texans, we are 1 win away from a first-round bye, because it would have been so weird to see my Patriots in a wildcard game. We haven't seen the Patriots in a wildcard game since 2009. So I'm happy that Nick Foles and the Eagles got it done for us. So coming from me, in this AFC East rivalry showdown, if you think I'm picking the Jets, you got another thing coming. I'm taking the 10-time AFC East champs, the New England Patriots, to defeat the New York Jets in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is an AFC West rivalry showdown between the Los Angeles Chargers heading to Mile High to face the Denver Broncos. Now the Chargers are coming off their heartbreaking loss at home to the Baltimore Ravens on Saturday night. Phillip Rivers had his worst game, 181 yards passing, 2 picks. Melvin Gordon returned for the Chargers, but it really didn't make a difference. 41 yards rushing and a touchdown, and the Chargers lost a chance of winning the AFC West, but there's a silver lining. They are still in the playoff. They still clinch the playoff spot. So they're looking to rebound and bounce back and get a big win before their wild card weekend matchup next week. The other side of the Denver Broncos coming off their loss to the Oakland Raiders tonight on Monday Night Football, and the Broncos are just having a rough season. Case Keenum did not have his best game, and Denver's looking towards next year, and they're looking to get a big win to finish up the year. So coming from me in this AFC West rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers to rebound and bounce back and defeat the Denver Broncos. And now the next matchup. It is an NFC West rivalry showdown between the San Francisco 49ers heading to the Coliseum to face the NFC West champs, the Los Angeles Rams. Now the Niners are coming off their loss to the Chicago Bears on Sunday at home. Nick Mullins did not have his best game, 241 yards passing, 1 pick, and their only offense, 3 field goals. But I'll just say this right now. This Niners team is going to be very scary next season. When they get Jimmy Garoppolo back, they have a fantastic backup quarterback in Nick Mullins. They have some great receivers. They have some great running backs. Defense is still pretty solid. But I'm going to tell you right now, mark my words, 2019, the Niners are going to be a very dangerous team to play. Then on the other side, you have the NFC West champs, the Rams, coming off their big win over the Arizona Cardinals. Come on, what else is new? It's the Cardinals, folks. Jared Goff, 216 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 of them rushing. C.J. Anderson, who was taken over because of Todd Gurley's injury, he couldn't play, 167 yards rushing and a touchdown. Robert Woods with 89 yards receiving and a touchdown. And the Rams are looking to go into the playoffs with a big win. So coming from me in this NFC West rivalry showdown, man, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams to get it done at home and defeat the San Francisco 49ers. And now the next matchup. It is an AFC West rivalry showdown between the Oakland Raiders heading to Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the Oakland Raiders are coming off a big win on Monday night tonight over the Denver Broncos. They got it done, but this is their win was big, but they're all looking towards next season. They have so many draft picks in the NFL draft, and the biggest question is, where is Oakland going to play? Because they don't have a stadium to play for next year. I heard a lot of rumors that they may be playing their season in 2019 in London, which would be pretty cool to see. But the Raiders are definitely looking towards next year, and definitely with all those draft picks, this Raiders team can be a very scary team also next season. And they're looking to finish the year off with a big AFC West victory. The other side of the Kansas City Chiefs coming off their loss to my Seattle Seahawks on Sunday Night Football on the road. Patrick Mahomes did have a solid game, 3 more touchdowns to his MVP caliber career. 100-yard rushing game for Damian Williams. And the Chiefs are just a win away. They just need to win this game, and they're the AFC West champions. And I think they will have home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs if they do win, and if my Patriots lose. So this is a must-win game for the Chiefs. So coming from me in this AFC West rivalry showdown with big implications for the Chiefs, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs to rebound and bounce back and defeat the Oakland Raiders. And now the next matchup. It is a NFC West rivalry showdown between the Arizona Cardinals heading to CenturyLink to face my Seattle Seahawks. Now the Arizona Cardinals are coming off their loss to the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday. What else is new? Josh Rosen didn't really do nothing. 87 yards passing, no touchdowns. The only touchdown that they had in that game was from their Hall of Fame wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald. That's how bad Arizona has been this season, that they're relying on their Hall of Fame wide receiver to throw touchdowns. And Arizona's looking to finish the year off by knocking off their NFC West rivals. The only other side, you have my Seattle Seahawks coming off their big win at home over the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, clinching a playoff spot. And I know a lot of people did not expect my Seahawks to get it done and make it to the playoffs this season after all the players, all of our top players leaving or retiring, and we once again proved them all wrong. Russell Wilson got it done, 3 touchdowns. Chris Carson with 2 rushing touchdowns and over 100 yards rushing. Doug Baldwin, Ed Dixon, Vanette with all the touchdowns for Russell Wilson, and the Seahawks are definitely going to be a very scary team to play on the road or at home. And the Seahawks are looking to cap it off with a big victory at home over their NFC West rivals. So coming from me in this NFC West rivalry showdown, oh man, I felt so bad picking against the Seahawks in last week, but there's no way I'm picking against them this week. I'm taking Dangerous and my Seattle Seahawks to get it done at home and defeat the Arizona Cardinals in possible blowout. And now the next matchup. It is an AFC East rivalry showdown between the Miami Dolphins heading to Orchard Park to face the Buffalo Bills. Now the Dolphins are coming off their loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. Tannehill didn't do much, 146 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and Brandon Bolden with the only offense touchdown for the Dolphins. And the Dolphins is another team that's looking towards next season, and hopefully next season in the NFL draft, they will pick up a backup quarterback, because this Dolphins team can be good if they have a backup quarterback. Not Brock Osweiler, that bum. They need a backup quarterback straight out of college. And the Dolphins are looking to rebound and bounce back here over their AFC East rivals. The other side, you have the Buffalo Bills coming off their loss to my New England Patriots on Sunday. Josh Allen didn't do as good. 217 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and Zay Jones with 67 yards receiving and a touchdown. And Buffalo also in the same boat as Miami, looking towards next season. They were a playoff team last year, but they're looking towards next season and maybe having a much better run at it. So coming from me in this AFC East rivalry showdown with nothing at stake, I'm going to take Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Buffalo Bills. Fins up. And now the next matchup. It is an AFC North rivalry showdown with playoff implications at stake between the Cincinnati Bengals heading to Hines to face the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now the Cincinnati Bengals are coming off their loss to the Cleveland Browns on Sunday on the road. Jeff Driscoll did have a solid game, 133 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. John Ross with a receiving touchdown. And Cincinnati once again is looking to play spoiler. We all know what happened last year when Cincinnati defeated Baltimore and cost Baltimore a spot in the playoffs and helped Buffalo win a playoff, make it to the playoffs for the first time since 1999. And now Cincinnati will once again have a chance to deny an AFC North rival from making the playoffs, and they can definitely do it. The only other side of the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off their heartbreaking loss to the New Orleans Saints on the road on Sunday, and they're in must-win mode because they're going to need to hope the Cleveland Browns beat the Baltimore Ravens this week, because if Baltimore wins, Pittsburgh is going to be out. And I'm going to just say right now, Mike Tomlin is gone if they don't make the playoffs. Even if they make the playoffs, Mike Tomlin is gone. Big Ben did have a solid game against the Saints, 380 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, 185 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. But this game is a must-win. And I know there's a lot of Steelers fans out there that are going to be rooting for Baker Mayfield and the Browns to upset the Ravens and give Pittsburgh a small sliver of a chance of making the playoffs. But they need a win here, and they're going to need some help. So coming from me in this huge AFC North rivalry showdown with a lot at stake for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm going to go with Big Ben and the Steelers to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. And now the Sunday night matchup, and it's the final game of this year's regular season, and it is a huge AFC South rivalry showdown, and it's win or go home between the Indianapolis Colts heading to Nashville to face the Tennessee Titans. Now the Indianapolis Colts are coming off their big come-from-behind win over the New York Giants on Sunday. Andrew Luck had a solid game, 257 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Marlon Mack with a rushing touchdown, and T.Y. Hilton with 138 yards receiving. Now the Colts are in a prime position. They are the They are the 6th seed right now. They are the, I think, the 5th or 6th seed in the AFC playoff picture. And with a win here, they can solidify their spot in the playoffs. And they would be a very dangerous team to play. And they're looking to get a big win on prime time against their AFC South rivals. Then on the other side of the Tennessee Titans coming off their big win over the Washington Redskins on Saturday. Marcus Mariota did play, but he got hurt with a stinger. So they went with Blaine Gabbert, 101 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry with 84 yards rushing and a touchdown. And Tennessee is in another prime position to maybe make it to the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year. But the biggest thing is, if Houston loses, this game will be for the AFC South title. So I know both teams are hoping Houston lays an egg against Jacksonville. So this could be the game for the AFC South title. So coming from me in this final matchup of the regular season on Sunday Night Football, I cannot trust Marcus Mariota and the Titans because every time he plays, he finds a way to get hurt. So I'm going to take Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts to get a big win on the road and defeat the Tennessee Titans on Sunday Night Football. And those are my Week 17 NFL predictions. I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you have winning in Week 17? Do you see any crazy surprises happening? Do you see any shocking moments happening? Let me know in the comment section below your picks and your opinions. And as always, represent your NFL teams. Even if they're not making the playoffs this year, still represent them. Let's have a conversation about them. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching all of my NFL predictions on the channel this year. Again, it was such a huge success thanks to you guys, and I cannot say thank you enough. We are going to be doing NFL playoff predictions next week, and you already know we'll be running this shit back next season, and hopefully you guys will be along for the ride. Now before you guys go, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button to become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. I will see you guys next week on New Year's Eve for my NFL Playoffs 2018 Wildcard Weekend predictions. Happy Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, later days, and peace.